Shalom Aleichem wa Assalamu Alaikum. Peace and blessings upon you all. I want to touch again on Isaiah chapter 29, verse 11 and 12. Redoing the clip I did last time because last time I was like half asleep when I was doing it. So this is a passage which seems to refer to an individual who is illiterate or unlearned, to whom a book is given. And some Muslims have made the claim that this is a prophecy in the Jewish Bible of Muhammad. Now, it doesn't really bother me if one wants to think that, because there's nothing taught in this verse, even if they want it to be a reference to Muhammad, which would explicitly contradict the Tanakh or the Torah, or indicate that the Torah and its commandments would be nullified and overridden. But in any case, I'm going to present to you why I don't think this is a reference to Muhammad or to any specific person, actually. And here's the reason why. In the chapter you see that the people of Israel are being described in a negative sense by the prophet Isaiah with regard to their lack of repentance in his generation. They are described as drunk, as one who's, for the wisdom of his wise ones shall perish, one who's basically all of his knowledge and education is fruitless. You can find this in chapter 29 verse 14, in chapter 29 verse 9. He's also called blind, so to speak, the people of Israel, that is. And in any case, so verse 11 and verse 12, this is the verse that they want to say refers to Muhammad. Let's look at it. First, let's read verse 10. Verse 10. Ki nasach aleichem, for he has poured upon you, in plural, aleichem, Adonai, ruach tardemo. For he, the Lord, has poured upon you a spirit of drowsiness, وَيَعَصَّمْ أَفْعِنَيْخَمْ, and has closed your eyes, in plural, أَفْ نَبِيِّمْ وَأَفْ رَشَيْخَمْ, of the prophets and of your heads, heads being a term for your leaders. And of course, when it says your prophets and your heads, it's referring to the wicked ones in general who are leading the people astray, and does not mean that they have absolutely no righteous prophets or righteous leaders, because otherwise Isaiah himself, his own words, shouldn't be taken with a grain of salt if that were the case. Ha-hozim kiso, the seers, he has covered. But tehilochem, this is verse 11 now. And it shall be to you, plural, Hozuth Hakul, the entire vision, alright, the vision of the prophecy of Isaiah, his rebuke. Watehilochem Hozuth Hakul, and it shall be to you the entire vision, Kedivrei HaSefer HaHofum, like the words of a book which is sealed. Asher yitenu the vision of Isaiah will be to you, in plural, that is, those who are not opening their eyes to repentance, shall be like the words of a book, as though they are the words of a book which is sealed, which is given to one who knows book in singular, but it's a reference to books in general, to one who knows books, saying, قَرَانَا زَا وَأَمَرْ لَا أُخَاكِي أَثُمْهُ. I read that funnily. Anyway, it says, it's given to a literate person, basically, saying, read, please, read this. But he says, I can't, for it is sealed. That is, the book is sealed. Keep in mind, kadivre, that the vision of Isaiah is as this situation which is presented in the verse, as the words of a book, like the words of a book, which is presented to one who knows books, but who claims that he can't read it because it's sealed. وَنِثَنَ السَّفَرَ الْعَشَرَ لَا يُوضَعَ السَّفَرَ لِمُرَ. And it is given to one, and the Sefer, the book, which is the metaphor for the prophecy of Isaiah, is given to one who does not know Sefer, book, books in general, meaning literacy, saying, قَرَوْ نَوَزَّعْ وَأُمَارْ, and he says, saying, read please this, and he says, لَا يُوضَعْتِ السَّفَرَ, but he answers, I haven't known book, or books, meaning he's not literate. Alright? So that's pretty much it. I don't think it's reference to anyone, or to any specific book. It's simply, as verse 11 clearly states, that the vision is as or like a book. That's the point. And if you read it in context of the chapter, as I said in the beginning of the clip, it seems quite clear that this is simply in reference to the people of Israel or their gone astray leadership's reaction to Isaiah's prophecy and rebuke, or to the rebuke of any prophecy, how it's taken by those who aren't willing to accept it. And interestingly, the chapter ends saying, وَيَضَعُ فِعِ رُوَحٍ, those who, and they shall know, those who are of wandering spirit, they shall know discernment or understanding, وَرَغَنِيم, and murmurers, those who don't speak well or lack education, يَلْمَذُوا لَقَ, they shall learn education. So this also is in plural, by the way. Could it be that this, actually, obviously I think that it is, that this last verse, verse 24 of chapter 29, is a reference back to verse 11 in the same chapter, and the other places in the same chapter where it seems to refer to one who is as though he is illiterate. So here in the last verse of the chapter it says that though now they are as though they're illiterate, they, in plural, shall learn or become educated, meaning their eyes will be open and they will eventually receive it, which is the theme of the entire Hebrew Bible, that though the people of Israel, as prophesied from the beginning in the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, though they will go astray, having in mind there will always be a remnant who will remain faithful, in the end they shall return, for the Almighty upholds his promise, and he desires the repentance of all. Looking forward to your reactions, and I hope this time the video was a little bit more clear. Shalom Tova, Happy New Year, and Shalom Som Kal wa Mashmu'thi. You should have a pleasant and meaningful fast this Yom HaKippurim, Day of Atonement. Shalom.